Welcome to the premiere of Harrisburg, Bureau of Fire. Harrisburg is the capital city of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and rests on the banks of the Susquehanna River. Located in Dauphin County and 107 miles west of Philadelphia, the capital city has a population of 48,000, but swells to over 100,000 during the work week. Limited to 14 firefighters per 12-hour shift, this department still meets the challenges of keeping the city safe. Downtown Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and the headquarters of the Bureau of Fire. We sat down with Fire Chief Brian Enterline, the man tasked with the job of leading the Harrisburg Bureau of Fire.
My name is Brian Enterline, and I'm the Fire Chief of the Harrisburg Bureau of Fire. I've been a career member of the department since June of 2000. You know, when you look at the fire chiefs like Mark Bashore and how ingrained he was in his department, out with the men all the time, being there front and center, that's what it's about. And having chiefs, like him throughout the country. If every department had the ability to have a chief like him that led from the front, wasn't afraid to get dirty, wasn't afraid to make the tough decisions as well, and could handle the political aspect of the job as well as he did, the American fire service would be in a much better place. Too often you get a dude that just wants to be that kiss-ass political guy that's got a white shirt on and a lot of brass on his collar, and they have no idea how to fight a fire. They won't make a pimple on a good fireman's ass. And these are some of the people that are running fire departments, and those are the ones that are struggling the most. And it's affecting the job, not just in their department, it's affecting the job nationally because, firefighters get tired of it. That's not what we're about. We're about helping Mrs. Smith on a daily basis and training, making sure that we're ready, have the knowledge, skills, and abilities, and then, when those tones drop, going out and getting dirty and bringing Mrs. Smith to safety and protecting her property.
It's 7 o'clock in the a.m. Deputy Fire Chief Michael Souter drops in during the daily morning briefing conducted by Battalion Chief Miller.
My name is Michael Souter. I am the Deputy Fire Chief, Harrisburg Bureau of Fire, and I've been here for 27 years. I actually started my career in a volunteer department where I grew up in Monroe Township in the county right beside where I work. I started there at 14 years old as a junior firefighter. They were going to hire 16. I was 13 on the list of that 16. Weeks before it was finalized, they reduced that to 12. So I actually received a letter saying I was not accepted. And then Friday afternoon, the academy was going to start on Monday. Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock, I received a phone call at my home. It was from the Chief Kunkel at that time. And he said that someone had backed out and wanted to know if I wanted the job. And I told him that I needed to take a minute. And I kind of pulled the phone away, took about a half a second to get my breath and said absolutely. And then I reported to work Monday morning. So it was a very quick turnaround for me, and I was very surprised and excited.
A call comes in. It's a fire alarm at an apartment high-rise. Behind the wheel is Bill Russo.
My name is Bill Russo. I'm with Harrisburg Bureau of Fire. I currently am positioned as driver 2 of Tower 1. I started my career here in 1999. My father was a fireman. My brother-in-law was a fireman. I knew the fire department. I didn't know much about firefighting. I knew a lot of the guys that worked here. So when I came on, there was a lot of people that knew me. When the call came in, it was exciting. But while I was in the academy, I learned a lot. A lot of the older guys that were here taught up at Hack. So I learned the Harrisburg way. My first fire was with a guy who is known to be a hard ass, an asshole, really tough guy. I never had a problem with him, but took me into the fire, led me up the stairs. The fire was in. It was a normal row home here in the city where you have the middle bedroom, a bathroom, and then the rear bedroom at the top of the steps. So we were at the top of the steps. I'm getting ready. He had already called a charge line. I'm getting ready, and he stops me. He's like, "No, wait a minute. Just wait." And I'm sitting there thinking, what are we doing? He's like, "No, just wait. Look what's going on." So that was kind of weird, because it was an actual fire in an actual building, besides a burned building, something controlled. And he just made me pause. He made me pause and slow down. And that is something I do a lot now, is to pause and slow down. Breathe in, look around you.
Bill Russo joins the rest of his crew in the lobby.
Tower 2 is arriving. Check out. For what? You ready for a reset?
It turns out the call was a false alarm. Battalion Chief Miller orders a reset to the system. The rest of the men head back to the station.
My name is Brian Riddle. I'm a fireman here at the Harrisburg Bureau of Fire. When I got the call from the chief saying I had the job, I was pretty excited. It seemed like life was finally falling into itself. Didn't have a job at the time. I always wanted to be a fireman. I was just out of the military, so everything lined up pretty perfect. Being a fireman compares to being a Marine in all aspects. The close quarter of regimented, time slots every single day, close order of drill things, the camaraderie, the brotherhood, the cleanliness, the in-orderness of it. Had a lot of structure, and that's something that I need, so it worked perfect.
SVI Trucks is a fourth-generation, family-owned, Colorado-based company that specializes in building custom emergency vehicles and has for over 50 years. SVI Trucks has produced over 1,000 emergency service vehicles that are saving lives every day all over the world. SVI Trucks has gained a rock-solid reputation for innovative designs and superior quality. To find out more, go to www.svitrucks.com.
Another call comes in at Station 2. There are reports of a possible structure fire. Battalion Chief Stephen Miller drives to the call.
My name is Stephen Miller. I'm a battalion chief with the City of Harrisburg Bureau of Fire. I've been with the Bureau for exactly 20 years, and I'm getting ready to retire in exactly 8 days. I'm a multi-generation firefighter. My family history dates back pretty far in the volunteer fire service. My dad was an assistant fire chief, my uncle was a state fire instructor, and I'm the first generation to become a career fireman. Well, I started in volunteer service in a small town that I grew up in right down the road called Enhot. I was there about 7 years. I moved out to the other side of township with the Lawton Fire Company for about 7 years. So I did about 14 years as a volunteer fireman before I got hired here in the city. Now, when I got the call, it was a great feeling. I tested several times to get on the job. It's very competitive around here to become a career fireman. You test against 600 people for anywhere from 5 to 10 positions that they hire off the test. And as I said, I tested twice. Took me 2 cycles to get hired here, and it was great. It was the greatest thing that I ever encountered. There's been a lot of calls that affected me, and seeing people die, there's no pleasure in that. We're here to make rescues. We're here to save lives, and unfortunately, you see more death than you see success. That's the bad thing. That's one of the pleasures of retiring, is I don't ever have to see anybody die again.
The incident was handled without any issues. nothing more than food on the stove. A supervac fan is brought in to ventilate the home. Back at Station 2. The good people at Cosmos USA sent structure fire boots to the Harrisburg Bureau of Fire to be field tested for fit and wear by members of all 3 crews at Station 2.
I need a new pair of boots too.
Yeah, I like that. Look how wide that is though. To get it started.
Well, you know what would be nice about that is they don't get all caught up in your pants.
Yeah.
That's annoying. You can't get them open, you can't get them open.
Oh, there's a slide back here too. Back.
Oh yeah, at the bottom.
Oh, it's leather. That's pretty cool.
Ankle armor. How they feel?
Good.
Oh yeah, they are snug.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
Hell yeah. They're definitely supportive, huh? I feel like I'm in a space boot. Smell it?
Not what they're going to smell like for long.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We check back in with Chief Enterline to learn more about their department's training protocols.
We have the Susquehanna River runs right through our city, and that has been a response challenge for the Bureau for years. And a group of us got together with this new recruit class and decided it was time that this was going to be mandatory training. Lieutenant Will Skinner and Captain Mike Feldman have been integral in water rescue training, both at the local level here and at the state level. They also went out and took it upon themselves. A group of them are now divers. And Captain Feldman has been leading the charge on the dive rescue side of things for the Bureau. Together, Feldman and Skinner, along with several other of our members, are also state certified instructors and are known statewide for their ability in water rescue operations. That knowledge, skills, and abilities that Skinner and Feldman possess are now being passed along and given to the new recruits that we have that just come out of the fire academy, so that on day one, when they come out and they're riding that backseat of one of the fire trucks, and a water rescue call comes in, Mrs. Smith needs help, she's overflipped her boat on the river or stuck in the dam, our new recruits, because of the training that they're receiving over the next couple of days, they'll be able to go out and effect that rescue with no issues.
Captain Mike Feldman is teaching a water rescue class to new recruits. They are studying the different types of water rescue scenarios they could potentially face in the city of Harrisburg.
Wherever we have well enough advance notice that we can actually get something across that water for them to grab a hold onto. The double line floating tether is the one that we're going to use. The use of this on the river is slim to none because that's a lot of rope and we just don't have enough and it's a little too wide. But what we're going to do is you have your ring buoy. You're going to take your rope and you're going to wrap it 4 times and put 4 wraps around this line. And again, like I said, at the pool today, you're each going to have to do this as a group, and then we'll actually make it function and work. And what that does is, if I make it tight around here, most of my rope weight, once I get the thing in and the other side built, is not actually put on the ring buoy itself. It's actually put into the webbing that I have in the middle. Because you can see this is just styrofoam. If this rope gets tight, it'll actually start to crush this. Put this loop in it and the webbing in it to keep it straight across and off to the side. So you see how he's up on the bridge, people are on both sides?
For downstream safety backup, for rescuing a person floating downstream, and for moving safety items such as a PFD and helmet to a victim's location. This shore-based rescue system provides a large visual target hovering above the water that the victim can see and grasp. Upon capture, it also provides positive buoyancy and support.
So we will actually work that at the pool We'll actually set it up on both sides. You'll communicate the bags back and forth. One group will build it, send the rope to the other side. One of us will get in the water, we'll come down through. One person will be in charge. We'll grab it, and then you decide which way to swing that person left or right. Again, the most common place we might use this, if we ever would use it, would probably be one of our street flooding scenarios. The river's too big. Paxton Creek, yes, it does flood. They're going to be trucking along. There's going to be so many other obstacles we're going to have to battle with. But if we happen to go mutual aid, it might be something we can use.
The trainees exit the building as they break for lunch.
When life and property are on the line, look to the standard-setting performance of Key Combat Ready Attack Hose, the industry's first choice for kink-resistant, low-friction loss, burn-through protection, and handling. Our combat-ready hose lines have high-flow capabilities and more GPMs. Designed for low-pressure, high-volume nozzles, safe to be used by one firefighter. Key Fire Hose. Are you combat ready? Learn more at keyhose.com.
Instructors Feldman and Skinner take the training out of the classroom and into the pool to test what the new recruits have learned was several evolution training scenarios.
After we get comfortable with everybody building it, we're going to actually have it in pieces. Half will be on one side, half will be on the other side, and we'll actually use it. No communication, all hand and arm signals, right? Time you need a quarter knot loop. How many times does he wrap this around? 4 times. Now, keep in mind, if you wrap it from the bottom, from the top of the wrap, which way does he need to wrap? Same way. Right there. What this does is the floor wrap technically takes the strain off the device we're using. Okay? So that way these ropes have the tightness does not crush this. It's putting it all in the center section wet. The reason we bring this bottom section up and loosen it or move it in is to keep it from the PFD going like this. Okay? It may kind of go like this, but it keeps it from spinning. So it actually will keep it facing in one direction like such. Even as that it's hitting the water, it'll just go like that and always face down. So this would be the one side, this would be the other side. One person takes control.
Captain Feldman cues the trainees with a hand signal to direct them on which line should be pulled. Lieutenant Will Skinner works with recruits on yet another life-saving technique. He directs them in the best manner to free a trapped victim. A call comes in. We're out the door with Station 2.
Flying for Tower 1. 13.
Fireman Riddle heads into the second story of the apartment building. Firefighter Russo isn't far behind. Something faulty within the washing machine has set off the alarm system. They remove the machine out of the room and onto the deck for a better inspection.
Plug it in, fire it up.
So what do you think happened? This is burning.
Sounds like it's smelling of belt burn.
Matt,
Yo!
call this number here.
Yeah, Matt, call that number. 564-4464.
These tenants are eager to finish the whites.
Quiet now.
Well, he said that we got to get up there and just take them out.
One needs to cool down. Can't reach it.
Yeah, we can't reach it.
This is a washing machine that burned up.
At Cosmos USA, our philosophy is simple. Draw on the input and experience of professional firefighters to develop the best fitting, highest quality, high performance personal protective footwear available. It's these materials, processes, and technologies that gives us the edge. Find out more about the most comfortable and best fitting boots in the world at cosmosusa.com.
We stopped by the Harrisburg Fire Museum to learn more about the department's history with curator Al Kruger.
Hello, my name is Al Kruger. I'm the president of the Pennsylvania National Fire Museum here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. This is the former home of the Riley Hose Company No. 10 that was established in 1885. This building was built and occupied in 1899 and was an active firehouse here in the city until 1980. Here is an example of a hand pumper, a Mason hand pumper built in 1792. It is the oldest existing American-built hand pumper in the country. It was from Philadelphia and in service when George Washington was still president.
It's almost the end of this 12-hour shift when another call comes in. A reported fire alarm in a downtown high-rise. Battalion 2 hits the gas and heads for downtown.
Over the front. How you doing?
Good, brother. How about you?
I'm alright. What's the word, Steve?
In there.
Hi, Bill.
Johnny.
System normal.
It's another false alarm at this apartment high-rise. After a quick reset of the alarm system, the firefighters at Harrisburg try to sweet-talk a new recruit.
Hey,
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
well, I guess I'm a fire person.
Oh, you're a fire person. Yeah.
Where is my uniform?
Oh, we'll have to get you one. We'll talk to the chief about that.
You can drive that ladder, that tower truck right there, ma'am.
How about that? All right.
Probably do better than me.
The first 12-hour shift was jam-packed with false alarms, but the firefighters of the Harrisburg Bureau of Fire know all too well that you cannot become complacent because that next alarm could be a wild inferno.